Welcome, ladies. I'm so excited today. First of all and foremost, please, you guys, show your girl some support. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'm a new channel and I'm trying to really connect with my sisters, my brothers too, but my sisters. I want to connect with you guys. And what better way to do it than be on YouTube? So come on, show your girl some love. So today's video, we're going to be talking about this comment that I saw. So I'm a part of a group on Facebook called Wife Talk. And of course, most of them are wives. They get up, they put questions, and then women respond. And I thought that this was a very interesting question because I think all of us kind of go through this, and I think all of us kind of have an opinion about it. But I wanted to kind of let you guys see, my fellas out there who are wondering what women think. And also, I wanted you to also get an idea of what our women are saying. So let's get into it. I have a question for the wives. How many days do you cook throughout the week? Question. I cook 3 to 4 times out of the week, and he's still complaining. I also have my own business and I'm in school. And he also complains about some of the meals I cook not being real meals because I may something light. So he complains about the meal because sometimes it's light. And on Sundays, I make my big dinners. When I met him, I wasn't cooking 7 days a week, and I feel like I shouldn't have to. How can I get him to understand this? Question. P.S. He can also cook, but feels like if he has a wife that can cook, then it's solely on her. I don't know what to do. It's starting to irritate me the way he thinks, and it's starting to push me away. What a very good question. And I'm so interested in talking about this today. Let me fix my mic real quick. All right. Now, what I think a lot of us need to understand is that it's hard to really give a person advice when you don't know the whole matter. This is solely on her perspective of the situation. So let me point out a few things. Her perspective, what she's saying is he feels like she should do all the cooking solo because he has a woman that can cook. Now, did that come out of his mouth directly, or is that what she concluded based off of some arguments that they may have had going back and forth? Because sometimes when we're going back and forth and we're arguing, which I know all you guys have experienced that, believe it or not, you two are arguing about something and neither one of you are listening to each other's points. Neither one of you are actually engaging in what the other person is saying. You're really just trying to prove your point and what you got going on, and you want that person to understand it. That's it. That's usually what happens in a lot of arguments. Later on, when you actually sit back and think about what was said, you're able to come back together. And if you maybe need to apologize because you might have said something a little too harsh, or maybe you didn't communicate yourself so well, and usually you can hash it out and kind of get a better understanding of each other's ideas on a particular topic that you're arguing about. So if he did say that, like literally say that out of his mouth, because you see right here, she put, let me show you. Because when people put stuff, you got to really pay attention. She put, but feels like if. See, feels. Feels. She didn't say he said. He can also cook, but feels like if a woman, see? So did he say, well, you're a woman, you can cook, you're my woman, so you need to cook, and that's it? Is that what he said? Or is that what you concluded he is saying based off how you're perceiving what he's telling you? So that's one of the problems. She's irritated. That's another issue. Because when a person is irritated, not any little thing you say to them, it's kind of hard to reach them because they're at the point where they just can't take it no more. And this is very concerning, this irritated part, because you say you're irritated. So how long has this been going on? Right? How long has he been requiring you to cook 7 days a week? How long? Because she claims that when they met, she wasn't cooking 7 days a week. And we'll put it here. When I met him, I wasn't cooking 7 days a week. So she's saying that he wants her to cook 7 days a week. Is she exaggerating? That's the thing. Is she exaggerating? Because sometimes, like I said, you're irritated, you're frustrated, you're tired, you're in school, you're running your business, you already cooked 3 times this week, and now he's complaining for another meal. So now y'all arguing, which one we cook every day? So you could be exaggerating right now. He may not even want you to cook 7 days a week. So this is another thing. This is why you got to be careful when you're giving people advice. Second thing, she said, when I met him, not when I married him. When I met him. When you're meeting someone and you're dating someone, this idea that, okay, we're dating, now we're married and everything is the same, that's BS. Now, I'm not sure if she has children or not, but once you start having children, and in her case, she's running a business. Were you running this business before when you met him, or did this business come after you were in a relationship? These are all important questions, and the reason why they're important questions is because at the end of the day, depending on the situation, the advice has to be so much different. So it's women that came on here and was giving this girl all this advice on, well, you need to do this and you need to do that. And at the end of the day, they don't even know the whole situation. They don't even know it. She says he complains about some of the meals. So now she feels like he's ungrateful, because think about it. I'm already tired. I'm running my own business, right? I'm in school, right? And you're sitting here complaining about the food when it's just really a light meal. What does that even mean, a light meal? Is it a turkey and cheese sandwich with chips? Is that what you call a light meal? Like, what does that even mean? Like, maybe baked chicken and salad? I mean, I don't even know. So when you read between the lines and you really go through everything, you will see that it's very hard for you to give advice to another woman when you don't know the full extent of everything that's going on in this marriage. And I think it's very dangerous and scary to do that, because you may not even know what's going on. For example, she could not have even been running the business or the school when they got together, right? And she could have started cooking the 7 meals, which I think is an exaggeration. She could have started cooking the 7 meals, and then she wanted to start her business. She's starting her business. And now she figures, you know what? If I can get a license or a degree in this particular business, I can make even more money. My business can grow. So now she's in school. And in his mind, he's thinking, okay, I got a wife. He could be working all the time, 5-6 days a week. He wants to come home to a cooked meal because he don't like eating out. He don't eat junk. He could be a very picky guy. She knew this. She could have been doing this from the beginning. And now, because she wants to go to school and she wants to start this business, she wants to put basically him on the back burner. And the reason I say putting him on the back burner, because what if that's all this man wants? What if that's it? What if all he wants from her is to have a cooked meal when he gets home from work? That's it. He ain't requiring nothing else from her. You don't think that's a little bit selfish on our part as women? Just imagine all the problems you have with your husband. And just imagine the only problem she had was that he wanted a cooked meal 7 days a week. Just imagine that. Now let's go to some of the comments. Sounds like he has his own problems. So this is already a problem. Let's just read all of it. Sounds like he has his own problem. Don't be overwhelmed. Do what you do and continue to work on yourself. Some people are never satisfied. Be kind, considerate, but please don't be controlled, and don't alter your personality to pacify a somewhat immature little man syndrome. Hope I'm not being harsh, but I've been there and done that. So this is what I mean by giving people advice. You got to be careful. Now, as you can see, this is an older woman. First of all, she said, been there, done that. So she's taking her experience in her marriage And she's projecting it on this woman. That's what she's doing. She tells her to work on herself. There is no self when you're married. What are you talking about? What do you mean work on yourself? If you want to work on yourself, then don't get married. Now, I'm not saying doing things to take care of yourself like your hygiene, your mental state. I'm not saying those things. I'm talking about actively doing something to work on yourself in the context in which she said running a business and going to school. That business and that going to school, that has to do with the marriage because that's his wife. That's his wife. So it's not just about her. This is about him too. So it's no yourself. Look what she says. She contradicts herself. She says, don't feel overwhelmed. So I guess she's trying to say he's overwhelming her. She's telling her to continue to work. This is the problem. Let's say she's going to school full time. Again, we don't know. She's going to school full time. Wouldn't it be better advice to say, listen, you have a husband. You love your husband, right? At the end of the day, your marriage should be one of your top priorities. If you have children, your family should be one of your top priorities. Maybe you should go to school part-time. And when you do cook those 3-4 days a week, you should maybe cook extra or a second meal and stack them up. So that days that you can't cook, you could just pull them out and you could just heat them up. Wouldn't that be good advice? If you knew that maybe she was maybe being a little bit selfish by going to school full time, running a business, and instead of trying to scale back on those things and focus more on her marriage, she says, no, the marriage has to get the sideline and my school and my business comes first. Because that's what's happening. And I'm going to explain that later. Because right now I know some of you guys are probably like, no, that don't make no sense. But it does, and you'll see later. She even calls him names. Immature little man syndrome. So because, first of all, you don't even know the whole situation. But because you went through some stuff yourself, now you're taking that, you're projecting it on her, and you're calling her man names. Immature little man syndrome. Because he says he wants to have a hot meal when he gets home every day. So now I'm going to get into the part where you guys are going to better understand me when I flip it on you real quick. Let me ask you a question. Everyone that's listening, what is a man's position in a marriage, in a family unit? And I know you're thinking of stuff. The first thing that I thought of was to provide, protect, and to lead. What if that man said, I only want to protect 3-4 days out of the week. I got my job that I'm working on. I'm going to school. I got the kids' sports I got to go to afterwards. I can't protect you guys every day of the week. I only can do it 3-4 days out of the week. And she's like, what do you mean you only can do it 3-4 days out of the week? So if someone tries to break in the house on a Thursday, if you already did it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're not going to help us? What? Why are you being so selfish? I go to school. I run my own business. I have to take the kids to their practices after school. And now because I tell you that I can't protect you 7 days a week, you want to sit here and try to say that I'm the selfish one? No, you're the selfish one. You will look at that man like he's bat crazy. What do you mean you can't protect me 7 days a week? No one would ever say that. Why? Because men are required to do what they're supposed to do regardless. What about taking care of the house as far as financial? What if he said, I can only financially take care of the home 3-4 days of the week? Sorry, I can't provide for you every day of the week. You would look at him crazy. You would say, what are you talking about? You live in 7 days a week, don't you? See, but this is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. We don't know the ins and outs of their relationship. So when women like here get on here and make irresponsible comments like this, not even knowing the whole idea of the situation, not even knowing everything that's going on, that is so irresponsible and it's so dangerous. Because you don't even know if this woman decided to go to school and run this business later down the line in their marriage. And he told her, look, do one or the other. It's going to be too much on your plate. And then come to find out it is too much on her plate. And now instead of her scaling back on one of those school or the business, she wants to scale back on the marriage, on the family, on the house. That's what she wants to do. And now he probably has stuff that he's doing as far as providing for the family. This man could be working to pay the whole of all the bills in the house. The man probably works 5-6 days a week. Probably has a very hard labor job, because most men do. Now he's coming home and he needs to go in there and cook because she went to school and ran a business all day. A business and that she decided to do, that he said she needed to scale back on because it's going to be a little too much. Do one or the other, school or the business. But both is a little too much. And now he's saying, hey, look, I told you this was too much. You didn't want to listen. Now I'm coming home with nothing to eat. Now I got to go in there after busting my butt, paying all these bills, making sure we got a roof over our head, water, lights, making sure we have everything that you need. And all I ask for you is to have me a meal. That's all I ask. I'm not asking for nothing else. And you can't even do that. Would you still sit here and say, oh, he's selfish? What if he's the one putting her through school? You ever thought of that? What if her business isn't making any type of income? But he's like, it's okay, baby. This is your dream. Keep going for it. But all he wants is to have a hot meal when he gets home. You still think he's selfish? This is the problem with being so quick to give a comment and not knowing the answers. But let's move on.